Varun Singh, founder and managing partner of Foresight Law Offices.
I have a very interesting fact. One thing that you must do to ensure that you keep floating. So he said that you must ensure that all your obligations are taken care of. Can you make a wild guess of what is the number of obligations an MSME in India has to currently go through? The actual number is more than 1400. There are 1400 plus obligations, the labor laws, if you have a company, the company filings, if you have, GST, the GST related problems that you face. So it's a huge bottleneck for any, and the cost of operations for these 1400 plus compliances on an average, this is an article which is recently covers, is more than 13 to 15 lakh. So if you're looking for an MSME, and a threshold for an MSME as explained is something like 40 lakh rupees, and if you're expecting that company to bear a cost of 15 lakh rupees as to just run operations, then how is he going to survive? So, in fact, we look at best case examples. In fact, if you look at countries like Singapore and New Zealand for that matter, the companies can transition into operations in a single day, right? So this is one part about, the laws being outdated and how there is a time to transform the law. But I think there's actually a bigger question needs to be answered in terms of what you mentioned about Viksit Bharat. We are looking for a 2047 solution where we are looking for long-term plans. And I think if we are really looking for long-term solutions, then somewhere the policy needs to be where there is a bit of more trust in the companies that are in operation and allow them to have a free win. And by that, the example that I want to give you is that the threshold amount for a company to be charged GST in India is at the moment you start making 40 lakh rupees, there is a GST operations and GST starts getting applicable to you, right? The same threshold in a country like Singapore is 6 crore. So there is a free playing field for people in between. So, okay, maybe you can't do an exact mathematical comparison between Singapore and India because we are in different stages of our economy. But at the same point of time, when you want to give them exemptions, you want to give them benefits, then it has to be in larger in scale for actually because we've all been saying this continuously, right? That it is the backbone. It is what will make India grow by 2047. If that is true, then till the time there is not a bit of hand holding to ensure that does take place, it will not happen, and it requires a huge policy shift. One aspect which actually boggles policy at policy level as well, and which requires a immediate attention, is the fact that in our country and under the MSME Act, we try and penalize companies which don't give you the kind of the money. There's delayed payment and there's 3 times RBI rate interest for a company who defaults. Having said that, there is still in the economy, there's a study done that as on 2024, I'm not even talking about 2025, as on 2024, 5.9 lakh crore of rupees money is just stuck in delayed payment. That's a boggling figure, which is 5.9% of the entire economy gross value added, not even per capita, right? So the question is, how do you fix this? According to me, just by incorporating one provision under the act will not do the job. There is a test case. India is a growing economy. We come up with new laws. We see how it works and how it functions becomes the answer. But according to me, what we have partly done with IBC and giving that threshold of 1 crore and benefiting companies to, uh, take an action to shut down the company if there's a debt more than 1 crore. Similarly, if you have some kind of a robust act where there is an equal amount of threat for companies to shut down if, let's say, even 2 lakh rupees is not paid to an MSME. Why should they hold? Because the problem is that this goes to a board. The board does not answer the question, goes back to the court, and literally there's 10% decimal completion of these cases.
One sentence to describe what he thinks is the future of funding, starting with English.
No, so I think the points that he's raising, they're to some extent happening in India. So, like, for example, there are fintechs which are allowing you to raise money against your working capital if you are able to showcase that the works done in the last 2 years is good, rather than working only on collateral basis. And the third, which the American policy that he is mentioning about, I think that's also a step in the right direction that is also happening here. For example, if you have receivables worth 50 crores and you don't have the money right now, you can raise money against the 50 crores that is coming to you. So these steps have to be, who will do all this? This will be done by other companies as well. So this is adaptability through other companies.
How could I have expected a lawyer not to do a GTI